Okay, so like Leonard is expecting right now for like the whole semi-final that is to only begin in like the next episode. Like then was delivering right now it will be like now can be and as a filler involved in Ash and Leon once again. It's the Leonard was and it will be like the final filler of Ash involving Leon before like like final battle against like Leon. The Leonard was good and so like right now was delivering has shortly once again running into Leon and I was recovering like Leon won't be training and I was recovering like I'm just recovering like the new place Leon like the very next day that I was recovering like the whole Leon versus like LeonDiantha that will be taking place. So like was recovering actually probably shocked that was even in like Thursday right before like Leon's battle against LeonDiantha still Leon is not even training and basically as totally surprised uh, getting sorely surprised around this like and Leon probably once again explain to us how like even more than training like it's basically spending more time and growing like more response with that purpose along such lines which like the scenario that I was discussing. So like basically Leon even on like and I'm preparing as like before the episode and so like I'm preparing as to like totally even secretly fight like just coincidentally totally finding that the entire Sangha like basically training extra hard working on like Leonta along with her focus on like training like separately training that and then training extra hard and that's what I'm considering as even before the episode and it should be definitely with it coincidentally seeing definitely not the game so I'm bring then like the next day, like the whole DN was Leon battle happening and like even that battle Leon like got injury, the done defeated Leon like once again only Leon scoring and defeating DN and at that point as sound team like Leon's victory even after like Leon in like the day before Leon's match against like DN like Leon hadn't trained at all and basically still Leon being able to like defeat DN who was so hard like on like the day before had that against Leon like with me that basically giving that absolute realization to us that basically like even spending time focusing on and like paying attention and spending time and even growing the trainer growing bond with like his on the also like training so like really as comes to get a realization it's like around such it's like around like the eventual scenario that I'm just never taken number and right now I'm considering for like the current pillar that I'm considering I'm considering a good industry as well on this line that will be running into beyond. So I'm considering go as well with the ads and I'm considering as for like the pillar I'm considering it to be a pillar involving not just ads and beyond but like I'm considering like the whole group of like Leon, Hope, as well as like Ash. And considering a scenario is like Ash and Go without running into Hope most likely initially, and like Hope would be maybe on his way to like check on the stuff of Leon, and that would be how like Ash, Go, and Hope would be like spending the entire day with like Leon and his Pokemon. It's like the scenario that I'm going to rotate in the secondary okay, so like definitely like it's very important right now that like since like Ghost right now Ghost like totally busy with like for info organizing and everything. I'm just literally putting so typically since Ghost be totally busy I'm just literally putting that Ash would be like totally feeling up feeling like stepping out by himself. Like the scenario that I'm going to bring and that would be when like Ash would be totally constantly running into top and basically I'm going to bring the two of them then like either running into up like Pop would be heading to meet heading up to like meet Leon and I'm going to bring that as how like Ash Hope Ash and Hope is defending time with Leon. It's like the scenario that I was doing. Simon definitely wrote differently for it to not be once again like Ash spending the entire day with like just Ash and Leon spending the entire day together. Because like Ash had recently already spent time with like Leon and basically had already so like I'm just preparing like a real repeat of that to not happen and so it's time I'm looking at like things for hope to like Ash to already running to hope and so like that way like it would just be Ash spending then that day with like Leon but like it would be like hope as well will be there and like it would be Ash and hope spending then that day with like Leon. It was more definitely the scenario that I just looking at right now. I'm just into direction. Oh, okay, so like the main emphasis into direction right now is that they're seeing like as a PM of that stuff Pokemon like that will totally make Ash as well badly wanted like not as shift. working on as well. And then the bring and totally straight away trying to like copy Cynthia and basically straight away trying to like massage Pikachu and like Pikachu straight away like without any experience, like I should not know how to properly massage and basically that totally essentially like perfecting Pikachu and basically Pikachu straight away electrocuting at like the scenario that I'm considering. But then I'm considering maybe for like Cynthia to like totally Ash to probably ask Cynthia to maybe like teach Ash how to properly massage the Pokemon. Or like I'm considering Cynthia totally at that point, like during that for Ash and totally offering Ash the to teach Ash the technique of massaging like Pokemon and basically that way Ash and Cynthia massaging their Pokemon together. So also like a kind of like a scenario that I'm looking right now and that's very yes, I like I definitely know that the impression that now that like through cricket interaction to like Ash with like Ash and Cynthia like basically the fact of like basically Pikachu being like as a top partner and having been with Ash traveling along with Ash for like such a long time. So, and simultaneously like the parallel with like Garchomp being Cynthia's Pokemon and like have been traveling with like Cynthia for such a long time. The parallel aspect giving being given a certain level of emphasis right now. My secondary impression is that might eventually uh, be my secondary that might be a foreshadowing to like an eventual like once like the in like the master date once like actually fighting off against Cynthia like a Pikachu or the Garchomp battle happening. It's like an eventual possible scenario that I'm also remembering. But like I'm whispering, it would be most likely a scenario in which like Pikachu would be like either the first Pokemon that I should be sending out in this fight against Cynthia, or like I'm whispering as like fight against Cynthia would be progressing at that point. At that point, at some point, I'm whispering that due to like as Pikachu, Cynthia either having one of his like as facing with Pikachu defeating either defeating one of Cynthia's Pokemon or like as Pikachu because of as Pikachu like Cynthia basically switching out her Pokemon and sending out her Garchomp. It's like the scenario that I'm thinking. And that way eventually like the whole parallel Pokemon with like the Pokemon that's like have been traveling for us for like the longest time Pikachu versus like the Pokemon that have Garchomp that like the Pokemon that have been traveling the longest with like Cynthia as well. Garchomp, like Pikachu versus Garchomp fight happening in such a manner, it's like a scenario that I'm considering. And I'm considering like this right now with like Ash finding out right now as well like Cynthia in when in like the case of Cynthia like in the case of Cynthia like Garchomp being like the like her successful that have been traveling with the for so long like since like Ash right now has found out about that like and what that whole emotion and or confidence like that only having a feeling a little of or confidence at that point in as that like India while actually we have like Pikachu facing off against like a ground and dragon types like Capcom. Especially even while as would be probably known that none of Pikachu's electric attack would be like even so would be working at all against like the ground type Capcom like still I'm perceiving as to probably let who's like our confidence gets the best of him and him wanting to like throw like this partner to get to that has been traveling around with him for a long time and his like still stronger than Cynthia Captain and that way Ash without more confidently deciding not to like switch out with like Pikachu and basically deciding to like stick to such like Pikachu and like as Pikachu was like after fight happening in such a manner like the scenario, in the scenario that I'm looking at everything. And in that battle, I'm also going with like I think like intense text currently like the only attack that we have that's not an insect type attack. So like I'm also bringing Ash totally using a lot of it Ash unique strategies to precisely as while and his like Ash will be ordering his Pikachu and his Pikachu will be using as Pikachu will be using all these unique strategies still like the only attack that Ash will be repeatedly able to like launch at like the just after will be just the very same Iron Tail alone. So definitely it's not it's like the only electric non-electric type attack that the Pikachu has. It's definitely my so like that strategy of like Ash to Pikachu to like defeat so the chance of like only backfire and basically Cynthia starts from like easily overpowering and defeating and thoroughly defeating like actually it was like a scenario that I was developing. It's a scenario that I was developing then like basically Ash sending out like Lucario and then preparing, then most likely Cynthia, maybe it would be then that Cynthia will mega evolving to like after. And then campus different Ash as well, maybe it's like mega evolving to like Lucario. And that way, like this, showdown fight between like, and which it will be most likely the final, like it will be that, and that is like the Mega Lucario versus actual Mega Lucario was like there's like Mega Lucario fight and so that would definitely be like happening when like both Ash and Cynthia would be down to their final performance, and that at that point it will be just like Garchomp left for Cynthia and like Lucario alone left for Ash, so like that ultimate showdown fight between like Ash's Mega Lucario versus the like Cynthia's like Mega Garchomp, eventually resulting in like Mega Lucario probably finally off struggling its way into like eventually off and defeating like the Mega Garchomp, and basically that way finally Ash taking like the victory over Cynthia, which like the initial scenario of as to like how Ash was really beating Muslim and really beating Cynthia is like the my percentage in production right now. Okay, so like definitely my the impression right now is like Cynthia making the whole reveal that basically she had got some dark job through a Pokemon items that he had, and like as straight away making his reveal that basically he too had like got a bit like Lucario through a Pokemon items that he had. Okay, like basically he had the period of fun. Like basically once again these battles happening. Like definitely once again like a first pattern to definitely my perspective is definitely that like with like Pikachu as well as like Lucario, as Pikachu as well as Lucario having this precise parallel with like Cynthia's character. Definitely my personal impression and like in like once like eventually like Ash's battle against Cynthia in like the master phase would be happening like the precise and only two Pokemon that are listed on like preparing for like Cynthia's character to be fighting off against will be precisely Ash's Pikachu and Ash's Lucario. So like it will be precisely Ash's Pikachu that to get Garchomp would be tough fighting off against. Where like Pikachu would be totally losing to like the Garchomp, and then Ash sending out his Lucario, and then and that point will be precisely when like Cynthia would be bothering to like a Mega Evolve for Garchomp. And then like as of like Lucario, the Mega evolving and like a Mega Lucario versus the Mega Garchomp fight in which like Mega Lucario eventually or also defeats like the Mega Garchomp. That's definitely what I'm also really bring. And right now, all this parallel would be just like the precise foreshadowing to like such an event, eventually event happening, a scenario taking place. It's definitely my personal theory and prediction. Okay, so like definitely opportunity and prediction right now for like the kids finding such an old and Pokemon from way back from generation 4 like Luxarius. Extremely cool and interesting about the rings. It might have to do like most likely being in like the Galar region and basically so like he might be used to like a Pokemon from like the Galar region, and so maybe that might be the reason for like he might have had like that kid might have had like absolutely no ideas to like asking like the Pokemon from other regions, and that might be the sole reason for like the kids like totally finding like Lucario a Pokemon way back from like the fourth generation. So extremely cool. It's definitely my personal theory and solution cool and interesting. It's definitely not something very interesting. So like and but like in the case of Ash, like I'm referring since like Ash have already been to like all the past regions and it seems like my person there is I think like since in like all of like the previous past regions like each of the regions like Ash would be like mainly focusing on catching Pokemon from that exact region. Even in the most of like almost like the entire of the past regions and past generations and that Ash have been all the past regions that Ash have been to like about the bring but like this time solely in like the Galar region alone, like as basically making his like turning his like 6 member Pokemon team into like mainly Pokemon from like past generation and not Pokemon from Galar region. It being only Dracoche alone, like being Ash's Pokemon, that Ash's only Pokemon that actually from like the Galar region, even Farfetch, even Farfetch as well, being like the evolution of Farfetch, who is like the only different being like that Farf, in being like only a Galarian form of like a Farfetch, and but it's still seems like Farfetch is like Pokemon from like the first generation. Like my personal remembers were like Ash might have totally like when Ash might have first came to like the Galar region, my personal impression that like Ash might have totally found like the Galar region Pokemon totally unappealing. Maybe it's definitely my personal impression. Like Ash might have totally decided that basically as for his like six-member team, like he and might have decided to like not catch any of like the Galar Pokemon at all. Definitely my personal impression. And as she was having a suffrage might have so it's only been due to like as seeing like a different kind of as like some moment as in like the Galar region had seen a far-fetched like but like that what like a different form of like a far-fetched like still like the only interest that Ash might have had might have been the fact that it's like far-fetched like a Pokemon from like the very first generation. It's definitely my first generation. And like Ash might have totally not at all expected like far-fetched to like evolve into like Ash might have totally expected like just Ashmeadow totally thought that it's just a different form of like Farfetch. And Ashmeadow totally thought that exactly like back in like the first generation Farfetch, like this Farfetch from like the region as well might not evolve. But like I was different, it might have been totally contrary to like Ash's like expectations that basically Farfetch had evolved into like a Galarian version of like a absolutely new Galarian Pokemon. Farfetch is definitely my personal opinion. But maybe later down that might have been disappointing to add it also definitely opportunities that ambassador or differing and members and ratio. So like as for the in the case of Krakow as well, like Ash might have maybe like secretly vowed to like not get any of like the Stellar Pokemon and all definitely members and so like it was differing what might have for like Ash interest in the case of like Krakow might have been like the sole reason that like Krakow was I think was like a revised from a fossil in like the Galar region. So like so maybe like it might have been solely like the fact that Dracovic is like fossil Pokemon alone that might be like the sole reason for like Ash even having an interest in like keeping like Dracovic as like a part of Ash like to member Pokemon team in like in this generation is definitely my personal theory and prediction. So like I'm differing. So it might probably totally and Ash might have like ensured that basically like maybe the like and so like Ash might not only ensured and lived on vowed to himself that like maybe because of like Ash finding like the Galar region for the unappealing maybe might be like the sort of for like Ash ensuring this time alone to like basically ensure to like catch Pokemon each and every single Pokemon like the majority of his Pokemon this time alone like it's the majority of Ash Pokemon Ash catch ensuring that like the majority of his like the Pokemon in his like his number 10 are like precisely Pokemon from past generation might be precisely because of this reason alone. It's definitely maybe like might be like the worst case. Definitely my personal theory and prediction. So like maybe this might again how like this time alone like Ash is in like Ash is like six number Pokemon phase like basically it's only like separate as well as like Blackberry alone are like the only two Pokemon alone that's like even from like the Galar region. Like the from like the primary Galar region. Would be surprising maybe because of this reason. It's definitely my personal impression. Okay, so like the name of the generation has now as for like has like just like as Lucario has from like this story age that that is like so extremely popular that basically even Cynthia have heard about like the mystery like and so different so like I'm considering like that mystery egg like concept or like element would be having like a connection to most likely like Ash of Lucario being able to like use so like my considerations that like it would be Ash's Lucario alone that would be so extra special that like it would be alone be able to like use it would be like the only Pokemon that might it might be like the only Pokemon that might be able to like uh use like basically like Dynamax or like Gigantamax version of like or yeah like it's attack basically while Lucario is in its uh like normal size form which like Ash had displayed I think in the like fight against the white hand it's definitely my vegetarian right so like while all the while for everybody else like basically the Pokemon has to like basically transform into like the giant Dynamax or like Gigantamax form for their Pokemon to be able to like use like Dynamax version or like Gigantamax version of like their attack deck. Specifically and solely like has kind of like Lucario alone there so extra special that basically is there with alone with the and that special extra specialty would totally have to do with like the as Lucario being hatched having been hatched out of like a special mystery egg. Just definitely my personal remedy. So that would be like the total reason for like Ash and just like special Lucario being able to like use like Dynamax or like Gigantamax the form of attacks while Lucario can stay in his like normal type form. It's definitely my personal remedy. So like This as well as the fact that like Ash's Pikachu as well have been like right now being to be extra special as well. But like Ash's Pikachu alone, that's also my consideration that like, it would be only Ash's Pikachu alone that would be like so extra special that it would be only Ash's Pikachu alone that would be able to like send me electric type dreamers. Like not just electric type, but like I'm different my considering I'm pretty sure that maybe like all the first effect of Pokemon when it like when it uses like the remove gimmick and that they like launches like an attack that's like a remove attack especially or like remove attack that's like basically uh, pointed or like launched at a specific direction. Like at that point, like especially since like extremely casinos are extremely awkward and it's like an gimmick focusing solely on the like able to bring that move. If it misses, then like basically that move won't be like chasing after the Pokemon that has basically dot that stress game. So the especially when the paper itself there will be that limitation for like Gmo for like every other Pokemon in like the Pokemon world except for like Ash's Pikachu alone solely because of Ash's Pikachu alone being like extra because that like Ash's Pikachu alone would be like the only Pokemon that will be able to like bend it like electric type remove to be able to like not only bend it but to make it like chase after like the opponent's Pokemon then that way ensure that Ash's Pikachu's remove is able to alone is able to like land definitely was correct. So like I'm considering currently in like as a like 6 member Pokemon team, like actually having like two extra special Pokemon, and that would be like Ash's Lucario as well as like Ash's Pikachu. It's definitely my two favorite. So like Ash would be totally right now fighting his like currently right now would be fighting and focusing on with the like Master Phase tournament while having two extra special Pokemon in just like Pokemon team. It's definitely my question to remember. Okay, so like literally my person doing right now with like society as like Leon's battle against like players first like about to begin like society right then like since like the kid by the name Toria basically going nothing like society at that point like so and I was like that talking like Ash and Cynthia and like go and all of them like go something for her like I'm just different society because of the reason I'm just literally especially with like in like the hypermaster phase, Ash on top of like having only two seconds to even fight before Ash even have his like ultimate hyper fight against like Leo, like I'm different. Even on top of that, like I'm different right now with like Toria, the kid Toria going missing. Like I'm totally prepping right now for like the whole battle between like Leon versus Liam as well. And the ring would only get skipped over because like I'm the ring by the time Ash and go and also would be finding Toria and would be returning back to like watch like the progress of like Leon Bell and the ring either Leon like in like the final stage with like Leon's battle against Cynthia with like Leon's like final Leon and Diantha being like on the screen as and through like basically watching seeing like basically by the time they find Korea and return with their returning back like them witnessing like Leon using his like final Pokemon defeating Diantha's like final Pokemon that's just one of the attack. So that way like the entirety of like almost like the entirety of like the Leon versus Diantha semi-final battle like basically being skipped over in such a manner it's like the scenario that I'm portrayed on the it's the eventual scenario that I'm portrayed on the and my possibility and position right now. So like definitely still sticking to my theory operations that basically Leon's fight right now Leon's fight against Leon like the majority almost like I'm going to especially the majority of that battle is going to get skipped over. And I'm going to think like eventually once like Ash defeat Leon and I'm going to think like it will be the after like eventually Ash will be having his like fight reaching the point of having his like fight against like Leon and Ash would be like definitely defeating Leon's like the scenario that I'm going to bring. And after that, like campus offering would be when like those like actual original main project new mission like that hunt for like new to begin and campus offering contrary in those cases like campus offering at that point it would be totally like the totally opposite to what I'm offering with like each and every single detail of like those like hunt of new and into like project new main mission like would be like each and every single detail of it would be like elaborately would be like shown as like the eventual scenario that I was developing without like any skip or anything like the complete like like all the details of those like told like quest to like basically hunt and find and capture would be like precisely and detail in a detailed manner would be shown in the case of Go. It's like the initial scenarios that I'm the only things and my looking to the impression. Okay, so like definitely my person that I'm referring right now so it's like aliens like available like drum eating on drumming while even being consumed by like the fire blast of like the end we try like still I'm personally still thinking about person that I'm referring that like the majority of like the uh, uh definitely I'm still thinking about person that I'm referring that like by now definitely like the majority of like the Leon versus Leon versus LeonDiantha fight will be already definitely over. Certainly my versus the impression. So right now versus running definitely for like even though relevant is like still coming and appearing as if it would be able to like survive like the fire blast of Libra and still pressing like once like the fire blast like the attack would be like over like the fire blast attack would be over like I'm considering definitely relevant to like fate and be repeated. It's like the scenario that I'm suffering. And but like the very next Pokemon that Leon will be sending out, I'm totally suffering. That Pokemon of Leon like straight away, shooting it straight away with like with just one or two attacks perfectly. I'm totally suffering that next Pokemon that Leon will be sending out, will be taking out the Gufra of Diantha and like then Diantha precisely being down to like her last Pokemon. So like I'm totally suffering like only like the fight against like the entire last Pokemon will be like the only fight in like the whole extremely important semi-final Leon versus like the entire fight. Like the only battle that will be shown elaborately and the protecting that will be only like the fight between like the Leon's final Pokemon and and Leon's like very next Pokemon that Leon will be sending out after this. It's definitely my best friends and that perfect Pokemon that Leon will be sending after that Pokemon will be perfectly or that Leon will be even need to like basically defeat like that final Pokemon at the end. It's definitely my passenger emerson and that like the scenario that I'm preparing and that with that like already like the battle like quickly over with like Ash and through like Ash and Cynthia and basically go and all of them like being able to like see in actuality only mainly being able to see in properly in detail like them only being able to just see like a single Pokemon battle mainly just almost like just a single Pokemon battle within just one Pokemon like Leonda versus just one Pokemon of like Leon is like the eventual scenario that I'm just depressing and my person theory and prediction. Okay, so like definitely my person theory and prediction right now is like the announcer of like the championship battle between like Leon and like Leonda even revealing that basically like Leon for 11 has taken out like Leonda's Pokemon one after another like different. So like most likely my person theory is that most likely with like Leon having lost one of his Pokemon already, one of his Pokemon and different. So maybe Leon like a relevant might have been like the might have either taken out like all five of like the end of Pokemon. Uh, Out of like the total six Pokemon of the end, maybe it might have been like Leon like a relevant alone that might have taken out all five of like the end of Pokemon, or a relevant might have taken out at least four of the end of like a total six Pokemon, especially in total is definitely my Pokemon. So like for so basically the fact that Leon Soriano wasn't able to like perform so much in his Leon and his living was able to like perform so much to this extent in his like fight against there is like initial fight against like Alan and those different multiple possibilities as for like Leon and his like living not suddenly all of a sudden like being having like so being performed so way better and like having so much such an extreme surge in power. Like and those different it might be have to do with like multiple possibilities. 1,000 maybe it might be because of like Alan. So like maybe it might have to do with like Alan currently being like a whole lot stronger than Cynthia. Definitely remember benefit. But like Alan being like totally unlucky with like him having his like first fight against like Leon. I think like Alan's first fight against like not so great was against like Leon. So solely due to like Alan not being able to have a fight against like Cynthia, maybe Alan having lost and defeated even in like the very first round, like the master days. Might be like one positive step name of November. So like maybe what might have happened might be like it might just only due to like Alan not being interested in like wanting to be like the champion of the official main champion of like, the Gallows region might be like the reason for like Alan maybe not having participated like maybe Alan might have participated in like the main Pokemon League in like the Kansas region, maybe in like the past. The name of the Dream and in like the name, it might have been in like the distant past, and maybe back then like Alan might have totally definitely lost. Alan definitely lost and basically might have totally lost and basically might have straight away lost interest in like might have totally lost interest in like basically or like hope in like being able to be like the official champion of like the Kansas regions, definitely were the rivals. It might be one of his two reasons definitely were the rivals. Still, Allen might have privately probably trained extra hard and might have reached to like the extreme levels of strength in like the and they were like Allen is even stronger than I think like Diantha is like the champion of like the Kansas region what I think. So like I'm considering definitely since like Allen has basically put up way better performance against like Leon than currently LeonDiantha is putting up against like Apple different 1,000 that like Alan would be a whole lot stronger. Currently Alan would be like a whole lot stronger than LeonDiantha, so champion of the Kalos region. Like one possibility that I'm looking at is the second possibility that I'm looking at for like Alan having performed in like battle against like Master State battle against Leon way better than LeonDiantha is currently doing against in like in her like Master State battle against Leon. Like it might have to do with like maybe like Leon basically like since like it was like the first round of like the master stage, like maybe Leon deciding to like take it easy and basically Leon basically in his fight against like Alan might have not used his like actual throw strength and basically that probably be the reason for like Alan being able to like, perform better than Diantha against Leon. It's like the other possibility that I go there. Maybe like in Leon's fight against Diantha, like Leon might have still not used his like full skills and strength yet. Like I'm considering Leon might have put in more of an effort than like Leon did in his like fight back when Leon fought against like Alan. It's like not the basic. Maybe that even being like too much for like Diantha to even stand a chance against. And maybe that might be like, that probably being like the reason for like LeonDiantha delivering such poor performance in her battle in like the Masters, which is in Masters 8 against like Leon. It's like the other possibility that I'm looking at on different things. So like the third possibility is for like Alan performing way better against like Leon than LeonDiantha currently right now is doing. I'm considering like maybe that might be due to like Leon after his like battle against Alan might have been like maybe like disappointed, even though Leon had defeated Alan, like Leon might have been disappointed in the own performance against in his like battle against Alan. Especially my cousin since like Alan even though Alan is like champion, it's like in fact the champion of some league that still since like Alan is not an official champion of like an official region like ambassadoring yet like after like seeing after like witnessing an performance in his like battle against Leon like Leon might have been like Leon might have wanted like desire for like an even greater gap in strength in Leon's battle against Alan in like the first round of the master race. So like Leon might have not gotten that like for satisfactory difference of a gap in strength and Alan's strength in that first round in like the master race. So probably maybe due to that like Leon might have felt like disappointed in himself. So like maybe because of that reason like after Leon's battle against Alan like Leon might have secretly trained like actually trained even though Leon might maybe like Leon even like maybe at that point like Leon might have actually started to like give more focus to his training. Like maybe even though Leon back when like Ash had like in like recently like the past like Ash had usually like traveled along with like Leon to like see to witness Leon's training and even though all during that like it was like all play and games with like Leon and his person rather than actual hardcore training like and was different still like after like Leon's disappointing performance against like that's my other person theory. Like after like Leon's battle against and like Leon was really feeling like a bit secretly kind of like maybe disappointed in like Leon's performance and hence like maybe after like Leon's battle against Alan like Leon might have been secretly seriously training extra hard with his like Pokemon and maybe like that might be the reason for like Leon currently having that extreme surge in strength and basically maybe that being the reason for like Leon basically delivering a way better performance in his like battles against Diantha when compared to Leon's performance in the like battle, like initial battle against Alan. It's like the other third possibility that I'm talking about. And like the fourth possibility that I'm also putting is that like maybe it might be due to like Leon being like way more experienced than or like way more confident when it comes to like 6 versus 6 battle when compared to 3 versus 3 battle. And maybe that might be possibly being like the reason for like since Alison battle against like Leon was like a 3 versus 3 battle when compared to like the current like Tianta's bat 6 versus 6 battle against Leon. Maybe that possibly being like the reason for like Leon basically putting like playing like a very good performance against like Leon basket compared to Alan during his battle against Alan. It's like the other fourth possibility that affected only for things. Okay, so like definitely what it will be question right now is that like regardless of like how strong like Leon's like level would currently be, numbers preparing like with like the final Pokemon of like Leon like Mega Gardevoir. Definitely straight away I'm considering like against Mega Gardevoir and I'm considering without much delay at all. Like the Mega Gardevoir would be like straight away defeating like the level of Leon and like give precisely the next Pokemon of like Leon against like the next Pokemon that Leon will be sending out. That I'm considering the fight to like at least progress to a certain extent. Like so for like the fight Leon versus the Pokemon fighting battle to even go on for like for like at least a certain level of duration. It's definitely my preference, but still I'm also preferring like it to like the fight to not still I'm personally probably preferring like basically like the whole fight to like not get like the required necessary amount of like time period for it to be like portrayed as in like the battle to be portrayed in like an elaborate manner and so like without much state delay at all like I'm also preferring like even like the third Pokemon of Leon like basically like quickly or getting even like the Mega Gardevoir of Diantha and that way like quickly like and that way, like quickly, that's the important semi-final match of like the knockout stage between like Leon and Diantha, like basically quickly ending in such a manner. It's like the scenario that I'm looking right now and not the future in sense. Okay, so like that's the end question right now. As for like the Rillaboom, like a Leon's Rillaboom that has survived so for long and basically has taken out 4 of like Diantha's Pokemon, like I'm the thing right now with like not even the Mega Gardevoir, but like the basic Gardevoir is like single very first psychic attack itself. Like I'm just putting that Leon Rillaboom like straight away instantly faint, and basically I'm just quickly Leon sending out his like next Pokemon. It's like the scenario that I was putting right now in my opinion. Okay, so like I believe that the random direction right now with like Leon having like 4 remaining Pokemon, and once again like Leon sending out his like big thing Charizard once again like I'm just all the things right now definitely for like the match quickly being over and precisely you know it being quickly the match quickly ending precisely through like Leon straight away like and the match was like Charizard and like the end of straight away without any delay at all. Like straight away that mega evolving hub like Gardevoir like the scenario that I'm looking for like, straight away. It's a scenario that I'm looking for and like straight away like Leon like ordering is like Gigantamax Charizard ultimate like most powerful like Gigantamax move. It's like the scenario that I'm looking for. Like, either like 1 or 2 attacks of like the Gigantamax Charizard is what I'm totally predicting out of like Leon is what I'm also preparing before Leontas like Mega Gardevoir would be like instantly and quickly be would be like defeated and fainting and that the match quickly being over. It's like the scenario that I'm looking right now and not looking the rainbow version. Okay, so like I definitely my putting the rainbow version right now is that like the Leon was like holding moves like back to back for like Leon Charizard like we like the on the other hand might have only win that he might have only zoned out or like lost focus definitely might have been and this might be the precise reason for like even the Gigantamax such like G-Max Wildfire attack like the very first time Leon even thought out that attack and G-Max Charizard even send out that G-Max Wildfire attack itself like was suffering precisely 20% due to like the and that only losing focus that that might be the reason for like the entire patiently waiting or like waiting until that G-Max Wildfire attack even reach like the mega carnival of LeonDiantha is definitely my personal favorite. And that definitely might have definitely been purchased time if LeonDiantha hadn't lost focus like and if had LeonDiantha had fought out like a psychic move of like a mega carnival even before like that the initial GMAX wildfire attack had even reached and surrounded and engulfed like the Megadata were of like Diantha. Like even before that, like had Diantha had straight away called out like the psychic move. Then like Leon would have got like enough time to like call out like that. They call out his like GMAX airstream attack, which merged with like the GMAX wildfire attack. Like even before that, like the psychic attack that basically pushing back like the GMAX wild initial GMAX wildfire attack might have already even before that like would have like strike back at like the VMAX charger and that might have done a certain level of damage to like the VMAX charger and that it would have created like a lot of openings like for like Diantha and her like Mega Gardevoir to like perform way better against like Leon like VMAX charger is definitely my personal theory and Richie. So like my personal theory is that might have been certainly that's like might have been potentially that lack of focus of like the answer which created that opening and gave all that purchase time to like Leon to basically be able to like roll out like attack back to back uh forces like the next chapter that might have been like a major might have totally played a major role in like basically Diantha's Diantha being unable to like perform better than she did against with her like Mega Gardevoir in her battle with her Mega Gardevoir against Leon's like Gigantic Chapter is definitely my first experience. Also, like technically, one person to the impressions that like basically even before like Leon had sent out his charge, that even before his like previous Pokemon like a Rillaboom, like even against like a Rillaboom, the fact that like while precisely the Diantha on the other hand was like down to her last Pokemon, and yet the fact that like Diantha had sent out her last Pokemon like Gardevoir and still had fought off against like the Rillaboom without even straight away like Mega evolving her Gardevoir the moment she sent out her Gardevoir, even while Gardevoir was her last Pokemon. Might be solely due to like either of like two possibilities, like either due to like Diantha totally fighting off against like Leon while or by often getting drowned out or like losing focus, or like due to like Diantha or it will be totally due to like Diantha feeling for maybe for some strange reason feeling like extremely overconfident in fight against like the undefeated Leon. It's definitely my personal remember.